In this breakdown tutorial, you'll be learning how I scribbled this exact art. So make sure you stick to the end and implement after you watch. Welcome back to the class. Today I'll be showing you how you can scribble on your phone. So first you have to download your IB Spent X app. And if you are yet to get the premium, you can message me now and get the premium for $0.60 instead of $27.99. That's an offer. You get it today, and you can use premium with the big guys. So let's start. First, you tap your gallery, my gallery. Yes. So if you have not created any ads before, here will be empty. So you tap this plus button under here, tap it. Then these are the sizes of your paper. So you can choose if you are going for either 1 by 1 or you're going 3 by 4, 9 by 16. So let's go with an ace. Let's go with 3 by 4. Let's see. So you tap here, then you see the wrote 3 by 4 SD, 3 by 4 2K, 3 by 4 3K. So if you tap 3K or 4K, you see what will pop out. See, by using large canvas, you get better image quality, but the app will run more slowly. So if you use 3K or 4K, the app will run more slowly. So I normally go with 2K because the quality is still nice. So after tapping it, this is a particular interface you meet yourself on. So welcome to your IB Spent X, that's your virtual art studio. So now, first thing we'll do, we want to scribble on black paper, that's the black background. So now the paper is white. So you can use your 2 fingers to just pinch, to zoom in, zoom out. You can use 2 fingers to just do that. So now your paper is white. So let's change it to black. This part I'm trying to write. Yes, let's go back. This one, you tap this part. Then you see this little white box here. This little white box. You just tap it, then you draw this to black. You can draw it to red anywhere you want. This yellow, draw it any color you want. But now we're going for black. So let's go for black. That's it. Come back. Yes, now it's black. Let's go back. You see that it's black now. It's black. But not really pure black. Let's check. Let's go back. Okay, you see? Let's make it pure black. Yes. Now it's pure black. Yes, pure black. Then go back to that same place. So we want to import our reference picture. So our reference picture is just the picture we are copying from that we want to recreate. Yes, that's our reference picture. Then you tap this camera icon. So they wrote import picture. You tap it. Then you import the picture you want. So let's just import a picture. Yes, so I'm going with this simple picture. So I want every one of us, like I want you to like kind of recreate the same picture. So if you want this particular picture, you DM me, I'll send it to you. So they'll take you to this particular place. So this place is just for you to zoom, like to crop your picture on your paper. So now I'll just have to do it like this. Okay, so I like it like this. This is how I want the reference picture to be on my paper. So if I'm done, this green tick, just tap it. Yes, we are now ready. So if you have imported analog lines drawing, you can use to. So you press cancel. You're not extracting any lines. You just want to copy the reference. Cancel it. Yes. So now this is your first layer, layer 1 and layer 2. Your layer 1 is your paper, while your layer 2 is your reference picture. So now we want to copy our reference picture to our paper. That's all what we want to do. So we'll make sure that this reference picture, we reduce the opacity so that when we are drawing, we'll be able to see what we are drawing. First, you reduce the opacity to like 60 to 70, or like 55 to 70. Let's go with like 60, 61 or 63. So after that, we will go, we will tap our paper. Yes, we'll tap our paper so that this blue line will transfer. So this blue sign signifies where you are drawing on. So if I tap my reference picture now, it signifies that I'm drawing on that reference picture, and that's not what we are doing. We don't want to draw on the reference picture. We want to just copy and then delete the reference picture later. So that's why we have to reduce the opacity so that we'll just copy from the reference picture. That's how we have to we are doing that. We are importing reference, so we are not drawing on top of the reference. So anytime you are drawing, make sure that this blue line is always on top of your drawing paper, always on top of your drawing paper. Then you would come back to this place. Yes, then you tap this place to come back to your studio. So this is just the more of like the first stage, is the setup stage. You can zoom in. So this is the setup stage. Like, we have choose the paper we want, we have import our reference picture and set it up. Now we reduce the opacity of the reference picture and make sure that we are drawing on our drawing paper instead of the reference picture. Okay, let me explain something. Let's assume that this blue line is on the reference picture, and let's draw something. Okay, first, this background is obviously black, and we can see here that our brush is black. Black color is emitting. We are using black, so it should not be black because our background is black. So let's change it to white or other color, but we are going with white. Then you go back. So now it's white now. So let me just draw something. Let me just do random. So you see what I did here now. See, you see now. Let me go back and off my reference picture and see if this particular line will be there. Off. Go back. You see, it's not there. It's not there. That is why you have to make sure that this blue line is always on your drawing paper, because you can draw for like 1 hour, 1 hour 30 minutes, 2 hours or more, and if this blue line is on your reference picture and you will off your reference picture later or delete it, that means all the time you have been using to draw, you have wasted it, because after deleting or offing this reference picture, everything will fly with it. So that is it. You have to make sure that you're always drawing on your reference paper. So let's go back and like undo everything. So something like that. Let's go back and make sure now the blue line is on your reference picture. Then you bring it back to your paper. Exactly. So now we can draw. First, before you start you draw, you have to check which brush you are using, if it's the right brush, the opacity of the brush, and the thickness of the brush. So this is where you check the brush. So I normally go with the first brush. That's the default brush on your IB's paint. That's what I normally use. So you go back, then you check this. This is the opacity of what you are drawing. So you make sure you put it at like 60. Let me put it at like 68, something like that. So that's the opacity of what we are drawing. Then this is the thickness. So we'll put it around 1.2, 1.3. Yes, let's put it around 1.2. Then you can just zoom in and scribble. So the the logic about scribbling is just making random lines, something like this, drawing 0, 8, just doing random lines. And the rule behind scribbling is scribble more on the lighter side than the darker side. So more of like this part now, I will scribble more on those parts. Make sure that there is no like maybe space there, stuff like that. I'll scribble on that, and I will use the exact opacity. This 68, like this part, 68 opacity for everything. But now I will scribble more on the lighter side than the darker side. So more of like this now. So these are how to do it. Scribble more on the lighter side. This is the lighter. I'll scribble more on that part. Scribble more on that part. So that's what I'll do. So this is exactly what I normally do. So I'll scribble more on the lighter part. Zoom in some parts. Yes. So I'm just more of like doing. So this is my particular pattern. Some artists have their kind of their own special pattern, but this is what I just love doing. Just using this particular pattern, more of like 8, doing multiple 8. So you can zoom in to the level you want, like this eye now. You can just zoom in to get what like to scribble on that part. So you get, so that's it. You see, simple, kind of simple, right? Kind of simple. And you have, it's more of like tracing. You are tracing an existing image. So personally, if I'm drawing a charcoal drawing now, I'm recreating the image entirely, not tracing it. I'm recreating it entirely. But scribble now is more of tracing. So even if you are a beginner, you can always get like your art will always resemble your reference most of the times. But if it's physical art, more of like you are drawing with pencils on your physical paper, it requires more skill. But this one is more of like you are kind of tracing. So, and one thing about scribble art now is you don't need to make it perfect. You see, I'm going off bond of the image. I'm not, that scribble art is rough. Scribble is rough. But maybe you can come up with something that is scribble but is neat. But particularly me, I love abstract, anything rough. So I always do rough scribble most of the times. And remember, scribble more on the lighter part. So I will show you. This is how I scribble. So all these parts now I can zoom in. For now, when I'm doing tutorials like for people, I always tend to fast in my tend to be so fast because I'm trying to make sure that the video is not that too long. But if I'm scribbling personally when I'm not recording, I tend to take more time. To do some details. Like I will trace everything in their details, like zoom in, like more of like this beard now. I will kind of do more of like lines like this, something like this. Yes. So for now, I'm trying to be fast. so that the video will not be too long and it's something you can understand. So zoom in. So let's check so far what we have done. Let's just check so far what we have done. So you tap this particular one, then you off your reference. This eye, you just blind the eye. You just tap that eye to blind. You see, that's blind. Then you go back. You see what we have done so far. Now we are recreating the image. We are recreating the image. You understand? We are recreating the image. Let me be so fast about this now. I will do it fast. I'll do it fast. Let's see. So now I'm still scribbling. Just remember the rule is scribble more on the light side than the dark side, and we are still using the same opacity. Don't change the opacity of your pen. Use the same opacity. After we have used a particular opacity, then we'll increase it so that we can add highlight. So that's it. It's just so simple. If you can just understand it, so simple. Use the same and scribble more on the light side. Like this particular side is not that light, so I will not tend to waste my time to scribble more on that. I will just play on that side a little bit. And try as much to be following the shape of the face so that it will come out well if you off your reference picture. So more of like this, more of like this. So I'm trying my possible best to like show you this, because my major plan for doing these lessons is just to show at least the different art conceptual and teach my art style. But I'll be having a premium class that will not be free. So but my major, why I'm doing this, for you to be able to create it even before you enter a premium class. So more of like that. So and it's not a must for you to say, okay, I want to enter the premium class or not. But if you, it's just okay. Now you see there's this mistake we did. Now there's this feature IB Paint has. If you long press, it will pick any color you long press on. Be attentive now. So if you long press, it will pick any color you long press on. So that this now is black. So if it's black now, what will be scribbling now will be black instead of white. It will be black. So make sure to come back to this place and change it to white. Go back and change it to white. Yes, it's white now. So this part now, just do, and I will tell you the time we used for this particular scribble art. The time we used. So and there's a part you can see time. Like you can even see a fast and like a time-lapse video for your art, and it's so cool that maybe if you want to start YouTube channel, you can just download that time lapse to just use to edit your video. So it automatically just help you to save time lapse video, those fast videos. So continue scribbling, scribble. So another thing about scribbling now, especially drawing with your phone, particularly sometimes when drawing, you can be listening to music with your headphone or your earpiece, stuff like that. So it's so cool. Though if you are drawing physical art, you can still listen to music now, but more of like you are in a car, or maybe you are in somewhere, maybe in a bank now. You can just take your phone out and start drawing and just put your earpiece on. So more of like you are still in your creative zone, that's your creative space. So more of like that. So so we are still scribbling sharp. This is the fast one. I didn't take as much time, but it will come out well. I'll try my best to maybe just try something new from this. And one thing again is, forget all the rules I gave you in this video, or all the all the rules I've given you so far. So forget all the rules and create your rules. That's creativity. Creativity has no rule. Just express yourself. If it's cool with you, then you can show us and make it cool with us. It doesn't matter at the beginning stage if it's not cool with people, but the more you refine what you do, you begin to look cool. So forget all the rules and try and express yourself sometimes. But this video is just to show you the basic things you need to know. So then after knowing the basic things, you can build up on my knowledge. That's, you can build up on my knowledge and create your own style. So at first I learned from my friend. So he just showed me how we did it, and I did it how we normally do it. So then I just come up with my own style, started adding backgrounds, started adding colors. So that's just it. You can just learn all those ones, then be so creative that you just come up with something that particularly me, I will come and say, come and teach me. So that's it. That's my joy. To see someone I've maybe taught scribble and want to learn from that person because of he or she is creative with the styles and stuff. So no, I'm not paint this particular clothes. Let's just dwell more on the face. On the face. On the face. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I think it's time for us to look what we are doing so far. Go to this part. Okay, now all your tools are hidden now. Just tap this arrow here. Everything will come up. So tap it down. So you can touch this place. Off your reference. Welcome. Ha 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 ha. So stuff like this. So I did a mistake. I went to draw this long line. So let me clean it. So this is cleaner. Reduce the cleaner. So let me clean this suit entirely. Let me just leave it like this. Okay, then bring it back to brush. So that's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah. So now it's not yet good. We'll continue doing it, like continue scribbling. But now at least I've tried our on your reference back. Go back, then start again. I think this mouth. So you see, it has picked the color. Go back and bring it to white. Sometimes the app is stubborn. It will just pick colors. Though most of the time it's not the fault of the app. You are the one that long press. So if you long press, it will automatically pick the color. So especially if you want to do color like a colored scribble. I've not tried this before, but I know I'm just procrastinating that particular style. But if I do it, it will be really mind blowing. Like I will scribble with the same color of someone's face. So you can just get a portrait and just pick all the colors automatically with the app. So I don't have to be stressing myself to to guess colors or stuff like that. I just pick all the colors with the app, long press, pick everything. Don't have to stress myself. So I think we are good to go. So so okay, okay. And now I'm using my fingers to scribble. But if you have, like, maybe you're using Samsung or Apple iPad, stuff like that, you can have, like, maybe the pen. So they call it stylus pen. Stylus pen. You can use it to draw without using your fingers. For me, I'm using my fingers. I don't have stylus pen. Planning to get one soon, but for now, it has not got so serious. It's serious though, but I'll soon get it. So it's cool if I'm using finger and you learn it through fingers, but if I'm using a stylus now, you have excuse to say, okay, mine I'm using stylus and yours you're using finger. That is why you're not getting same results. But I'm using finger and you're using finger, so there will be no excuse for you not to get the same results because we're using the same tool. So that is it. So now let's move to the next stage now. Let's check what we have done so far. So stuff like this now. Okay, the lips now is white. I don't like the way the lips is. I don't like the way the lips is. Let me. I will reduce it to the opacity. You see? Let me bring it back to brush and see, and take it back to a reference. Just draw. Let's see. Yes. So after something like this now, the next thing is to have, let me off my reference to see just the scribble. I've scribbled on almost all the face. That's the reference. Now the next thing I want to do, I want to increase this opacity to a higher one for highlighting. So this is a part that will just add more light to some part and it will make it look more realistic and make it pop out more. So now I'll go and open my reference. You see, I'm just tapping this eye button. Make sure you not tap the body because it will be this blue, like this blue will not come on it. That means you are drawing on the reference, and if you are drawing on the reference, it's just a waste of time because if you will not save your scribble with the reference. It's just your scribble. So if you draw on your reference, you have wasted all your time. So make sure it's always on your paper. So let's go back. Now I've increased this opacity to 100. Now sometimes I used to create a new layer, but forget about that. You learn that later on. But let's just use just one layer so that I'll not complicate things. Then this is one of the lightest place. So we'll add those highlights. Add those highlights. Decent. No, you know. So still scribbling. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, more of like first. This highlight is much. Let's see what we can do. Sometimes I can just use let me clean that. Sometimes I can just use just my scribble to just make things right, add some concept. Or so now I want to just kind of create my own highlight, like the image will be like there is light coming from the other side, light is hitting the other face and is spreading to this other part. So that's what I want to do. So I always say creativity has no rule. So sometimes I go off bound my reference picture and do something else entirely. Because I'm not re-uploading my reference with the image or something like this, or I'm not working for a client that want to the resemblance or everything. I think you understand me. So I normally kind of create things, new way of doing some things. I can even change the lighting part, change how the lighting is hitting the face, just create something from my own imagination. So that's what I want you to do. That's what I want you to do. Uh, so that's it. So I think it's coming out now more than before. Okay, see something like this now. Okay, let's see where we can make a face. Clean that, the light is too much there. Secondly, go back and clean this. Yes, go back to my brush and add light here. If light is here, it will make sense. Add this hair, this place, this way. Okay, yes. So I think we are done now, but we are not really done. So this is just the last stage. If it's a normal scribble artist, you might say it's done, but me, I'm not done. This is the particular this is the particular time I want to do crazy stuff. So let's scribble. Now is the scribbling. So we are playing with the lines now. This is a concept. I want to create a concept. What concept? What concept? Let's cancel the rest. What concept? What if we are doing something like this? What if we are doing something like that? Okay, let's see. Let's see if it can reach the edge of the paper. Edge of the paper. Yes. 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 Zoom in that and join. Yes. Yes. So this is it now. I'm just adding lines, see ways I can just make it a concept. Yes, make it a concept. Make it a concept. Let's reduce the opacity and see if I can do a multiple lines. Let's see. There are no rules. There are no rules. Just try something new. Most of my favorite piece, like my favorite scribble piece, are done when I'm just trying new things. So most of the times you think you are doing nonsense. Those are the times you're actually creating new rules. That's new creative art piece. So now I don't even know what I'm doing first, but I just believe if I'm done, it will make sense. And most of us fear the part of you believing it will make sense. Most of us fear that part, so don't be afraid. Always try out new stuff. Always try out new style, new way. You can just wake up one day and just okay. Let me assume I don't know anything about what I'm doing now and try something new. Most of those times you tend to do some beautiful things, but let's see. You see now it's coming out. Particularly, I like what I'm seeing. But I still feel something is not complete here. I still feel something is not complete. What was not complete? Let's play with the neck and add to that neck part. Add to that neck part now. Yes. I think it's coming out now. So will I title this now? Let me reduce the opacity to like 30 and let's work on this dark part. You see, I'm just working with opacity. So I see. Go back and turn it to white. So that's it. I'm done. I'm not done. Let's just stop here. I wish to do playing now. How many minutes now? 23 minutes plus 15 minutes. Let me stop here. Thanks for watching. Quickly watch how I added these blue colors to make the scribble arts pop up. So quickly watch it now in the next video.